What's up, dudes and dudettes? My name's Rage, and before we get into today's video, I would just like to personally thank you guys on 200 plus subs. I never thought I'd even reach 50 subs, so having 200 is pretty surreal. And I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and try to keep you guys entertained for as long as I can. Enjoy my videos. Okay guys, so let's get into today's video on how to win more gunfights on Siege. A lot of people ask me of how I've been able to hold a 3 KD for such a long time, while playing diamond level players. Well, I gotta say, a lot of it's playing smart, and the other half is winning my gunfights. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the things I actually do to win my gunfights. But before we get started, I just want to say that this guide really isn't for PC players, since they move so much faster and more smoothly than console players, and they don't really look like they need any help on winning a gunfight. But if you want to go ahead and try these tips on PC, then be my guest. Okay, so now let's officially start the video. So the best tip I can give you guys right now is when you're in a firefight is to start leaning more. I know it sounds crazy, but this is probably the #1 reason why I win my gunfights. By leaning, I manipulate my character's hitbox, and oftentimes I avoid getting headshotted. I mean, just look at this kill. This mute didn't even get a shot to touch me. Now I understand mute doesn't have the best gun in the game, but this just goes to show how just simple leans can keep you staying alive longer in the game. Combine this with some decent aim and you have yourself one scary player to deal with. And it's even better when my lean happens to cross right in front of their head, giving me that easy kill. I play with a lot of higher level players on Siege, and so when I do my leans on them, oftentimes they look super confused, as if they don't know which part of my body they want to shoot at. Now the only problem with this method is the fact on how mid gunfight you need to remind yourself to lean. But I promise, the more you start practicing this, the easier it'll be on your mind to remember it. Soon you'll start doing it out of pure habit, and the results are crazy once you get it down to a science. Real quickly, I would just like to show you guys how it looks to die to someone that is leaning. It actually sucks really bad because it's so hard to hit them sometimes. And yes, there is a peeker's advantage on these, but this is how a lot of people hold angles on Siege. So I tried to match how it would look in a real match, but obviously that's really hard to do. So yeah, leaning's super important, and I can assure you that your kills per match will rise if you practice this method and try to master it. Just remember, be patient with it and it'll come. Alright guys, the next thing I have for you is how to pick your fights when peeking around corners. As you can see, I usually never lean into a corner regularly, but switch it up. Sometimes I'll peek the corner the wrong way, so they'll purposely take the first shot and hit my shoulder, while I retaliate and dome them. Or what you could do is peek the corner just as you scope in, and right when you see your opponent, you switch leans on them. I do this peek 90% of the time, and I know it works. Many people I play with think this might be unnecessary, but I don't think so. Why make yourself so predictable when rounding a corner? The enemy is already pre-aiming where your head might be, so try what I'm doing in this video and see if you like it or not. Another thing I should briefly talk about is why it is important to aim down sights around corners frequently or during a match. I actually asked PC Pro player Kickstar about this, since he is the one that I learned from back in the day. The 2 points that really stuck to me as in why Kickstar aims down sights when rounding a corner was A, he knows where the enemy is, and C, he is just being cautious. As in, you never know where the enemy could be, so staying on your toes is always a wise move. You can really learn a lot just from watching Kickstar play. So for that reason, I suggest you guys go check out his channel. I've linked it down in the description below. One last thing I want to show you guys is a faster way to lean. So here's how it looks when you lean left and right regularly. It's not too slow, but we can make this look a little faster. Now here's how it looks when it's a bit quicker. Obviously it's faster, and you can tell the difference when I switch back to the regular leaning. Now you may be wondering, how do you do this, and how helpful is it? Well, how to do this is pretty simple. Just aim down sights, then lean left or right, and simply click the lean you're on. Right as you do that, press the opposite lean. So for example, lean left, and then press the left stick in again. And right as you press that left stick in, you press the right stick in. You'll notice that you did it right by the change in speed. Okay, so why is this helpful? Well, now you can peek angles even quicker. Just perform this lean on any long hallway, and you'll always see the enemy first. This lean is especially good for pre-firing long hallways and suppressive fire. Just be careful doing this though, because it's very hard, and it will mess your aim up a bit. Real quickly, I would just like to show you guys how this looks in an actual game. You can clearly see the advantage, especially when you throw some peeker's advantage in the mix. So yeah, utilizing the peeker's advantage while mixing it up with some leans can really make your opponent fear you and win more firefights. Alright, next up I wanted to show you guys my controls and what to look for. I've played with my sense a lot, so I know what works and what doesn't. Starting with vertical and horizontal sense, I'd keep that anywhere from 20 to 30. Alright? With your dead zones, I'd keep them as low as possible. So around 5 for each. And for my aim down sights, I keep this anywhere from 40 to 50. Now please, just because these are my controls doesn't mean you have to go and change yours. Just find out what works for you and go from there. But I do highly recommend you play with these control guidelines. And for all the other people that ask me what I use to play with, I use a regular old dirty Xbox controller, a AG9 Afterglow wireless headset, which I honestly must say is an amazing headset and it's pretty cheap. And obviously I play on an Xbox and I'm always wired into an Ethernet for a more stable connection. And last but not least, my final tip for you guys is to simply just play smart. You know, drone things out, check your corners, find a team, communicate, and never play too scared. In my opinion, what separates a true diamond player from the rest of the ranks is how fast he thinks and if he plays smart. Just take note of things when you're in those clutch moments, the things that you did right and wrong, and then work on them. I often tell my team when they're the last ones alive to play super aggressive, and it's the only time I tell them this. Oftentimes you'll catch the enemy off guard. Try it out next time when you're in a 1v5. Play very aggressive, you have nothing to lose. And once the enemy team starts seeing your name pop up in the feed and how you're killing their teammates, they'll back down and go to a hiding place. Trust me on this, I hide too. So yeah, that concludes our checklist of winning more gunfights on Siege. You know, during my times playing, I've gotten the diamond rank from many other players, and I try to teach them these exact things I'm teaching you guys. And for the most part, next season, they're able to get diamond on their own without my help. And I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, then again, Jesus Christ, I'd hope I'd be able to get someone to diamond. Alright bros, I've said and showed everything I'd like to, but one thing. I prepared a short clip for you guys to watch on how it looks to destroy the enemy team when mastering the checklist. Hopefully you guys learned something new from this video, and hopefully you subscribe. Take it easy, guys.
We only see for the kitchen? Ow.
Yeah.
I can't now. The sender's there. I got 2 health. 2 health in a dream right here, y'all.
One friendly operator.
Oh my god. Ashes at the floor.
They have Monte protecting it. Monte.
Diffuser located. Protect
No!
disable the diffuser.
No, you lost.
Damn it, dude.
The bomb was defused.
I just got an ace too.
Nice.
Fuck.